We'll be reading now a story about mosquito entitled in Tagalog, Nang Maghasik ng Lagim si Lolit Lamok. In English, Lolit Mosquito Brings Terror by Luis P. Gatmaitan, MD, at iginuhit naman ni Beth Parocha Doctolero from Hias Children's Collection. Ito siya. First, to parents and teachers. Dengue H fever is endemic in the Philippines and other tropical countries. Worldwide, about 20 million cases are reported each year and 500,000 patients are hospitalized. In the Philippines, we have an upsurge of dengue cases mostly during the rainy days. Dengue is more common in urban than in rural areas, affecting mostly school children. Dengue H fever is an infectious disease caused by a virus named dengue. The dengue virus gets transmitted to people through a mosquito bite. The mosquitoes, their scientific names are Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus, that carry the infectious are not ordinary ones. The Aedes mosquito bites only in the daytime, not during the night, lives in stagnant rainwater or clean water, and not in dirty canals. Flies law has a black and white striped body and thrives inside houses and their surroundings. A person gets dengue if he is bitten by an Aedes mosquito which has previously bitten a dengue-stricken person. Dengue is not a joke. Okay, the blood thickens so it flows more slowly. The number of platelets drops to a dangerous low level. That's why the victim bleeds profusely, and blood vessels burst. These are the reasons why a patient bleeds and why the condition seems to worsen. Dengue H fever can also be fatal. In fact, some 24,000 patients die of dengue each year. We can fight dengue H fever. Let us keep our surroundings clean, look for pools of stagnant water and eliminate them. And let's teach our children to be clean. My hope is that through the story of Lolit Lamok, our children would know about dengue H fever and how they can help fight it well, by Luis P. Gatmaitan, MD. So let's proceed to the story. I will read the Filipino version and then the English version. Isang gabi, dinalaw ng malakas na ulan ang barangay Dengoy. Maagang natulog ang mga naninirahan dito. Wala nang gustong lumabas ng bahay. Nakakatakot kasi ang mga kulog at kidlat. Sinabayan pa ng brownout. At kaya nagkwentuhan na lang ang magkapatid na Monsito, Elise at Vincent hanggang sa sila'y antukin at makatulog. English. One night, heavy rain fell on Barangay Dengoy. The people living there slept early. Nobody wanted to go outside because the thunder and lightning was so frightening. Then the lights went out, so the brothers Monsito and Vincent and their sister Elise told stories to each other until they finally fell asleep. There you go. These are the illustrations. Kinaumagahan, ay bumaha na pala sa atin, bungad ni Elise sa mga kapatid. Ibig sabihin wala tayong pasok ngayon, sagot ni Monsito. At makakapaglaro tayo sa baha, hiyaw ni Vincent. Ganito palagi ang inaasal ng magkakapatid. Sa halip na malungkot, pinakahihintay nila ang pagdating ng baha. Hindi lamang dahil sa walang pasok sa eskwela, kundi dahil gustong-gusto nilang maglaro sa baha. Isa pa, ang galing kasi gumawa ni Musito ng bangkang papel. Iginawa niya si Elise at Vincent ng bangkang papel at sinimulan na nila ang karera ng mga bangka. English. The next morning, "Look, our place is flooded," exclaimed Elise to her brothers. "That means we won't have classes today," Monsito answered. "And we can play in the flood water," shouted Vincent. That's how they were. For them, the flood wasn't a disaster. Instead, they waited for floods with excitement, not only because school would be closed, but also because they loved to play in the flood water. One thing more, Monsito was so good at making paper boats, so he made paper boats for Elise and Vincent, and they had a paper boat race. Maya-maya, naisip ni Vincent na meron pa pala silang jovos na natira mula sa isang project nila sa eskwela. Kinuha nila ito at sila'y nagpaligsahan sa paggawa ng pinakamagandang kombinasyon ng mga kulay. Hinalo-halo nila ang iba't ibang kulay ng jovos sa tubig ulan at inipon sa mga walang laman na bote ng soft drink, patis at toyo. Ang ganda naman ng nilagay mong kulay sa bote mo, Vincent. Akin na lang. English. Then Vincent remembered that he still had some powdered paint from a project in school, and so he got it, and they had a contest on who could come up with the best combination of the colors. They mixed the different colors of powdered paint with rainwater and put it in empty bottles of soft drinks, fish sauce, and soy sauce. Wow, that's a nice color in your bottle, Vincent. Can I have some? Yes, this is the illustration. Hindi pwede, Ate Elise, akin to. At itinago ni Vincent ang bote sa isang tagong lugar, doon na hindi makikita ng kanyang kuya Monsito at Ate Elise. Makalipas ang ilang oras at unti-unti nang bumaba ang baha. Tuyo na ang kalsada. Nalimutan na ni Monsito at Elise at Vincent ang kanilang mga bangkang papel at ang mga boteng may lamang kulay na tubig, lalo na makita nila ang napakaraming tutubi pagkatapos ng ulan. Wala nang nakakaalala sa boteng itinago ni Vincent sa bodega. Hindi rin ito napansin ng kanilang nanay nang minsang naglinis ito roon at lumipas ang maraming araw. In English. Oh no, Ate Elise, it's mine! And Vincent hid the bottle in a place where Kuya Monsito and Ate Elise would not easily see it. The flood gradually subsided. The streets are dry. Monsito, Elise, and Vincent forgot their paper boats and the bottles with colored rainwater, especially when they saw the many dragonflies after the rain. Nobody remembered the bottle that Vincent had hidden in the storeroom. Even their mother didn't notice it when she cleaned and tidied. Many days passed. Isang umaga, may lamok na dumating sa barangay Dengoy. Naghahanap ito ng tirahan. Hirap siyang lumipad dahil buntis siya at kailangan ng mangitlog. Handa nang sumalubong ang mga kanal at estero sa kanyang pagdating. Pero, ay, ang dumi-dumi, nakakadiri. Hindi ako bagay dito. Kinilabutan si Lolit Lamok nang makita niya ang kanal. Baka magkasakit ako. Napansin ng isang ipis ang lamok na bulong ng bulong. Ano ba problema mo? Masungit na tanong ni Chipis Ipis. English. One morning, a mosquito came to Barangay Dengoy. She was looking for a place to stay. She had a hard time flying because she was pregnant and needed to lay her eggs. The dirty canals were ready to welcome her, but yuck, it's so dirty. I can't stand it. Lolit Mosquito shuddered when she saw the canals. I might get sick here. A cockroach noticed the complaining mosquito. Hey, what's your problem? Chippy's cockroach asked. This is the illustration. This is the illustration too. Naghahanap kasi ako ng matitirhan. Malapit na akong mangitlog. Gusto ko sana yung tubig na malinis. May laman ka ba? May alam ka ba? May alam ka ba? Tanong ni Lolit Lamok. Naisip agad ni Chipis Ipis ang boteng may tubig ulan. Ilang beses na niya itong nadaanan sa bodega ni na Vincent. Ilang beses niya din itong inamoy at tinikman. Kaya tiniyak niya kay Lolit na wala itong lasod. Tubig na malinis sa loob ng bote ng patis. Solve na ang problema mo. At sinamahan ni Chipis Ipis si Lolit Lamok sa boteng yun. Iba ka sa mga lamok na kilala ko. Malinis ka. Hangang sabi ni Chipis Ipis kay Lolit. In English. Oh, I'm looking for a place to stay. I have to lay my eggs soon and I want clean water for my wriggles. Do you know a place like that? Asked Lolit Lamok. Lolit Mosquito. Chippy's cockroach immediately thought of the bottle with the prettily colored rainwater. She had seen it a few times in the storeroom. She had smelled and tasted it too, and so she told Lolit Mosquito she was sure that it had no poison. Clean water in a bottle of fish sauce. Your problem is solved. and Chippy's cockroach showed Lolit mosquito where the bottle was. "You're a lot different from other mosquitoes, Lolit. You're very clean," said Chippy's cockroach, admiring Lolit. This is the illustration. Tagalog. Nangiti si Lolit Lamok sa kanyang narinig. Sa loob-loob niya, madali palang lokohin ng ipis na ito. Kung alam lang niya kung ano ang pakay ko sa lugar na ito. Haha. At siya'y tumawa ng isang nakakatakot na tawa. Samantala, doon sa kisame ng bodega, pinapanood ni Gugu Gagamba ang mga dagaganap. Nagdududa siya sa itsura ng bisita. Mukhang may gagawing di magandang lamok na yun ah. English. Lolit mosquito just smiled. She thought, it's so easy to fool this cockroach. If she only knew I am here. And Lolit laughed in a frightening way. Meanwhile, Gugu Spider was watching everything from the ceiling of the storeroom. She was doubtful about the mosquito. That mosquito looks like she's up to something mean. Hindi nagtagal at nangitlog si Lolit. Tuwang-tuwang nakipanood ang mga babing ipis ni Tipis sa mga kikibot-kibot na kikitisa ni Lolit. Ang mga anak naman ni Gugu Gamba ay naglalambitin sa sapot para masilip ang mga bagong silang na lamok. Walang kaalam-alam sina Tipis at Gugu na si Lolit ay nagdadala ng mikrobyong ang ngalan ay dengue. Sige, silipin nyo ang mga kitikiti. Maliw kayo. Kailangan ko kayo pero magawa ko ang balak ko sa lugar na ito. Sabi ni sa sarili ni Lolit Lamok. In English. After a few days, Lolit laid her eggs. The baby cockroaches of Tipis cockroach happily watched the wrigglers. Gugu Spider's babies hung from their webs to take a closer look at the newborn mosquitoes. Tipis and Gugu had not the slightest idea that Lolit mosquito was carrying a virus called dengue. Go on, take a look at my babies. Lolit mosquito smiled to herself. Enjoy yourselves. I need you to carry out the plans I have for this place. This is the illustration. Isang araw, gutom na gutom si Lolit. Gustong-gusto niyang sumipsip ng dugo ng mga bata. Ngayon na ang panahon ng pagkakalat ko ng lagim. Kaya kinausap niya si Tipis Ipis. Pakibantayan mo naman ang mga kitikiti ko. Mamayang gabi ako naman ang titingin sa mga anak mo. Bakit? Sa araw kasi ako gumagala. Kabaliktaran yung mga ipis na sa gabi lumalabas. Pumayag agad si Tipis Ipis na mag-alaga sa mga munting baby ni Lolit. Pagkatapos ay maingat siyang umalis sa bodega para humanap ng batang makakagat. Mula sa kanyang sapot, kitang-kita ni Gugu Gagamba kung saan nagpunta ang mga kaduda-dudang lamok. This is illustration. In English. One day, Lolit was very hungry. She wanted to sip some blood from the children. Now is the time to bring terror to this place. And so she talked with Tipis cockroach. Would you look after my wrinkles while I'm gone? In exchange, I promise to take care of your baby cockroaches tonight. But why now? Because I move around the daylight, not like you roaches who go out at night. At once, Tipis cockroach agreed to take care of Lolit's tiny babies. So Lolit stealthily left the place to look out for children to bite for blood. From her web, Gugu Spider saw where the mosquito was going. Hindi nabigo si Lolit sa kanyang paghahanap. Nakita niya agad ang mga batang naglalaro ng luksong tinik. Namataan niya si Elise at ang makinis nitong mga binti. Sa wakas, nabubusog na uli siya at kumanta pa si Lolit sa tuwa. Heto na ang araw na hinihintay, mga balak ko'y magkakabuhay. Lamok na akala nila'y malinis, yun pala'y gusto lang mag-inis. Kukunwaring mabait, para sa biktima'y makalapit, isang masarap na kagat, at lagim ko'y kakalat. Ha 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 ha, lagim ko'y kakalat. In English. Lolit was not disappointed in her search. In a while she saw children playing high jump. She noticed Elise and her smooth legs. At last the hungry mosquito could drink and be full. She even sang this happy tune. This is my day, my plans are going my way. I'm a mosquito, they think it's clean. They don't know that I'm mean. I will pretend I'm kind, so victims I can find. With my teeny weeny bite, can create a fright. Ha 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 ha, I can create a fight. Right. Isang mariing tsuk ang pinakawalan ni Lolit ang mumunting mikrobyong dengue sa katawan ni Elise. Naku, ang daming lamok, nakagat yata ako. Akala ni Elise ay kinagat lamang siya ng isang ordinaryong lamok, gaya ng mga lamok na paminsan-minsang nakakalusot sa maliit na butas ng kanyang kulambo. Pero hindi niya alam na ang lagim na dala ni Lolit Lamok sa barangay Dengoy ay nagsisimula pa lamang. In English, one little chook is all it took for the dengue virus to enter the body of Elise. So many mosquitoes! Ouch! A mosquito bit me! Elise thought that it was just an ordinary mosquito, but that bit her, like the mosquito that would sometimes make their way through the little hole in her mosquito net. She didn't know that the trouble brought by Lolit Mosquito to Barangay Dengoy was only just beginning. Tuwang-tuwa ang mga mikrobyong dengue nang makapasok sa dugo ni Elise. Salamat sa tulong ng kaibigan nating si Lolit Lamok. Dahil sa talim ng kanyang panusok, makakapaglilibot tayo sa katawan ni Elise. Nagsimula nang umatake ang maliliit na mikrobyo. Kahit liliit na mga ito, hindi kaya makita ng ating mga mata. Eesh. Who could be happier than the dengue virus that entered Elise's body? Thanks to our friend Lolit Mosquito, because in her sharp needle, we can now go around inside Elise's body. The virus soldiers started to attack. They were so tiny that they could not be seen by our eyes. This is the illustration. Ngayon pahinain nyo ang kanyang katawan, pero ito hindi makalaban. Utos ni Bossing Dengue. Pahihinain ko ang lahat ng kanyang mga ugat hanggang sa humina at pumutok ang mga ito. Hiyaw ni Dengue 1. Doon naman ako titira at magpaparami sa mga pulang selulang dugo para dumami pa ang ating lahi. Sunod ni Dengue 2. Hahaluin ko mabuti ang kanyang dugo hanggang sa ito'y lumapot at siguradong hindi na ito dadaloy. Halakhak ni Dengue 3. Kakainin ko naman ang mga platelets kasing sarap daw ito ng pasas. Sabi naman ni Dengue 4. Attack and make her body weak so that it can't fight us, shouted Boss Dengue. I will make all her blood vessels weak until they become so weak and burst, shouted Dengue 1. I will go and multiply myself inside the red blood cells. Let our race grow in number. Dengue 2 followed. I'll make her blood thick so that it would clog, and for sure it would stop flowing. Ha 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 ha, laughed Dengue 3. And I'll eat her platelets as delicious as raisins. Said Dengue 4. Isang araw, basta na lamang nilagnat si Elise, naging pabalik-balik ito sa loob ng 4 na araw. Nanakit ang kanyang ulo at mga kalamnan, pati mga kasukasuan. Nawalan siya ng ganang kumain. Natrangkaso si Elise, sabi ni Tatay Tony, pero duda si Nanay Risa. Nabalitaan niya na marami ring bata sa lugar nila ang may sakit ng katulad ng kay Elise. Ayon sa mga doktor, dengue H fever raw ang sakit ng mga ito. Trangkaso na may kasamang pagdurugo. Ganon ang sabi ng nurse kay Nanay Riza nang magtanong siya kung paano malalaman na may dengue ang kanyang anak. Si Elise ay may trangkaso at nagdurugo ang ilong. Sa ospital, sinuri agad ng doktor ang dugo ni Elise. Malapot na ang kanyang mga dugo at bagsak na ang bilang ng kanyang platelets. Kailangang bantayan siya ng mabuti, pahayag ng doktor. Kasunod noon ay kinabitan si Elise ng swero at inihinda na ang pagsasali ng dugo. Dito sa swero dadaan ang dugong isasalin sa katawan ni Elise. Pero may isa pang problema. Pati yata sina Monsito at Vincent ay parang tinangkaso na rin at dahil lamang sa kagat ng isang lamok. English. One day, Elise ran a high-grade fever that went on and off for 4 days. Her head hurt and her whole body ached, and her muscles were weak. She couldn't eat either. Elise has flu, Daddy Tony said. But Mommy Riza wasn't convinced. She heard that many kids in their neighborhood had an illness like her daughter's. According to the doctors, the sickness was called dengue H fever. It's like flu, but with bleeding. That was what the nurse told Mommy Riza when she asked how she would know that her daughter has dengue. Elise has flu and her nose is bleeding. At the hospital, a doctor examined Elise's blood. Her blood has become concentrated. Her platelets have fallen in number. We need to watch her carefully, said the doctor. Immediately, Elise was hooked to an IV to receive intravenous fluid while they prepared to a blood transfusion. The blood that would be put into her body would pass through this IV. But there was one more problem. It looked like Monsito and Vincent might also have fever. One mosquito bite started it all. This is the illustration. Nabalitaan ni Gugu Gagamba ang nagaganap sa kanilang barangay. Gulong-gulo ang kanyang isip. Ano ba talaga ang sakit ni na Elise, Monsito at Vincent? Tanong niya sa mga gagamba. Pero sila man ay walang masabi. Hanggang sa isang umaga, habang humahabi ng sapot, ay narinig niya ang malakas na balita sa radyo. Gugu Spider heard about what was going on in the neighborhood. She was puzzled. What made Elise, Monsito, and Vincent sick? She asked the spiders, but no one could give an answer. Until one morning, as Gugu was making a cobweb, she heard the news from the radio. Ipinapahayag, mag-ingat ang lahat laban sa dengue H fever. Kalat na ang dengue virus sa ating bansa. Ito ay dala ng mga lamok na nakatira sa malilinis na tubig o tubig-ulan. Madali lamang makakilala ang mga ito. Sila ay may black and white stripes sa katawan, nangangagat tuwing araw at mababa kung lumipad. Noon, naalala ni Gugu Gagamba ang lamok na tinulungan ni Tipis-Ipis na makahanap ng tirahan sa bodega ni na Vincent. Humiling ito ng isang lugar na may malinis na tubig at umaalis at bumabalik ito sa bodega habang may liwanag pa. Aha! Mukhang kilala ko ang lamok na may dala ng mikrobyong yun, sabi ni Gugu Gagamba. Warning! Everyone about the danger of dengue H fever. The dengue virus is now all over the country. This virus is being carried by mosquitoes that live in stagnant water like rainwater. It's easy to spot dengue-carrying mosquitoes. They have black and white striped bodies, they bite during daytime, and they are low-flying mosquitoes. Google Spider remembered the mosquito that cheapest cockroach helped to find a place in the storeroom. It was looking for a place with clean water, and yes, it came and went from the hiding place during the day. Aha! I think I know the mosquito carrying that virus, exclaimed Gugu Spider. This is the illustration. Tagalog. Binilagyan niya ang sulok ng bodega at doon nagulat siya sa nakita. Ang nalaki na ng mga anak ni Lolit Lamok. Ganoong-ganoon ang itsura sa binalita sa radyo. Nakikipaglaro ang mga ito sa napakaraming anak ni Chipis-Ipis at sa mga bubuwit doon. Pinulong agad ni Gugu Gagamba ang mga gagamba sa kisame at dingding ng bodega. Magtulong-tulong tayong lahat. Gagawa tayo ng mahabang sapot mula sa bodega papunta sa bahay ni na Elise hanggang ilabas natin ang lihim ng bodega. Ilantad ang lihim ng bodega, sama-samang hiyaw ng mga gagamba. She went back to the corner of the storeroom and was surprised at what she saw. Lolit's wrigglers have become a big mosquitoes. They look just like the mosquito described in the news. They were playing with the babies of Chippy's cockroach and the little mice living there. Gugu Spider quickly called for a meeting with the spiders in the ceiling and walls of the storeroom. "Let us help one another. We will weave long webs from the storeroom to the house of Elise. We need to expose the secret of the storeroom. Let the secret of the storeroom be known to all," shouted all the spiders. Pagkaraan ng 2 araw, "Ha! Ano ito? Napakaraming sapot!" Gulat na sabi ni Nanay Riza. "Hayun, galing sa lumang bodega. Bilis, mag-agyo tayo," sagot ni Tatay Tony. Sa bodega, laking gulat nila sa kanilang nakita. Kay daming mga ipis, lalo na ang mga lamok. Nakakadiri at doon nila nakita ang bote ng tubig ulan na puno pa rin ng mga kitikiti. "Aha! Dito pala nakatira ang mga lamok na yan," sabi ni Nanay Risa. Pati si Vincent ay nabigla sa nangyari. "Sorry po, ako po ang nagtago ng boteng yan," nahihiya pang amin ni Vincent. "Hindi bali anak, sa susunod ay magiging maingat na tayo," sagot ni Nanay Risa. English. After 2 days, "Ha! What are these? So many waves!" Mommy Riza shouted. "There, they lead to the old storeroom. Quick, let's get rid of the webs," Daddy Tony answered. In the storeroom, what they saw surprised them. Cockroaches scurried up of the light, and the air was filled with lots and lots of mosquitoes. Ugh! And there they found a bottle of rainwater filled with wrigglers. "Aha! So this is where those mosquitoes came from," Mommy Riza said. Even Vincent was surprised at what happened. "I'm sorry, so sorry. I was the one who hid that bottle in the storeroom," Vincent confessed. "Never mind it, son. We will be more careful next time," said Mommy Riza. Noon din ay sinimulan na ang fumigation sa Barangay Dengoy. Nagpausok ng pamatay lamok sa buong lugar. Tatakas pa sana si Lolit Lamok at ang pamilya nito, pero hindi na nila natagalan ang lason na nakahalo sa hangin ibinobomba sa kanila. Hindi nagtagal, unti-unti nang bumagsak si Lolit pati ang napakaraming mga lamok. Hindi lamang ang mga lamok ang namatay sa pagbobomba ng insecticide at sa paglilinis na ginawa sa mga barangay. Kasama ring namatay ang mga lahi ni Chipis-Ipis at mga langaw na may magdadala ng iba't ibang uri ng sakit. Ligtas na ang mga bata laban sa sakit na dengue. Hindi na makapaghahasik pa ng lagim si Lolit Lamok. English. Fumigation was started in Barangay Dengoy. Smoke that would kill all the mosquitoes filled the whole neighborhood. Lolit Mosquito and her family tried to escape, but they could not stand the poison of the fumes. In a short while, Lolit and the many mosquitoes fell dead. Not only the mosquitoes died in the fumigation and cleaning up in the barangay, Chippy's cockroach and her family and the many flies that carry all kinds of sickness also died. The children were saved from dengue fever, and Lolit Mosquito could not bring terror anymore. This is illustration. Mula noon, natuto na ang mga taga-barangay Dengoy na mag-ingat laban sa sakit na dengue. Tinitingnan na nila kung may mga lata o bote ng tubig na maaaring pamahayan ng mga lamok at itinatapon nila ang mga ito. Tulong-tulong na rin sila sa mga paglilinis ng kanilang paligid. At sino ang nangunguna sa kanila? Sino pa? Di sina Monsito, Elise at Vincent. O mga bata, papayag ba tayong makapasok mga katulad ni Lolit Lamok sa ating bakuran? English. Since then, the people living in the Barangay Dengoy have learned to be more careful about their health and fight dengue fever. They now look around to see if there is stagnant water in empty cans or bottles where mosquito might breed, and they throw them away. They also help one another in cleaning the area. And who is taking the lead? No other than Monsito, Elise, and Vincent. How about you, children? Would you let mosquito like Lolit enter your yard? Okay, so it's finished. Our story had finished. This is Vincent, Monsito, and Elise. So this is about mosquito that can cause dengue fever if they would bite us. So Be careful. Eliminate those stagnant water, those water in the vase, nasa mga gulong, eliminate them all. And let's help one another to fight dengue fever. That's all. Bye! Sisi!